and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be walking you through the tips that helped me start earning online. What I did when I was just starting out, the things that made the biggest difference, and what you should focus on if you want to start making money online too. If you are coming across my video for the first time, do well to subscribe and click on the notification icon so that you will be notified whenever I share a new video. In this channel, I release regular updates and tips on how to make money online and become more effective in online platforms. Now let's get into the topic in more detail. A few years ago, I was like many people who are curious about making money online but don't really know where to start. I kept hearing stories about people earning through freelancing, content creation, and other digital opportunities. At first, it sounded exciting, but it also felt confusing because there were so many different methods and pieces of advice on the internet. During that period, I spent a lot of time researching, watching tutorials, and trying different approaches. Some things worked, while others didn't. Through that process, I gradually began to understand what actually matters when trying to earn money online. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and content platforms such as YouTube made it clear to me that the internet is full of opportunities for people who are willing to learn and stay consistent. However, I also discovered that earning online doesn't happen overnight. It usually requires developing useful skills, building credibility, and staying patient while improving your approach. In this video, I want to share some practical tips that genuinely helped me start earning online. I will also share small examples of how I applied these tips and the lessons that came from them. If you are just starting your online income journey, these insights may help you avoid some common mistakes and focus on the things that truly matter. With that said, let's start with the first tip. One of the biggest turning points for me was realizing that earning online usually starts with having a skill that people are willing to pay for. At the beginning of my journey, I spent a lot of time searching for easy ways to make money online. I would watch different videos and read different articles, hoping to find something that required little effort but would generate income quickly. Eventually, I noticed a pattern. Most people who were earning consistently online had developed skills that helped businesses solve real problems. Some were writers, others were designers, programmers, video editors, or digital marketers. That realization made me change my approach. Instead of looking for shortcuts, I decided to focus on learning a specific digital skill. I spent time practicing content writing, watching tutorials, and trying small projects to improve my abilities. At first, the progress felt slow, but over time I started becoming more confident in my writing. This experience made me understand that earning online consistently is rarely about shortcuts or quick tricks. Sustainable online income usually comes from developing a skill that provides real value to businesses or individuals. When you invest time in learning and improving a valuable skill, you create opportunities for yourself because people are always willing to pay for solutions to their problems. Another important step in my journey was using platforms that connect freelancers with clients who already need services. When I first started as a content writer, I didn't really know how to find people who would pay for my work. I assumed I would somehow discover clients through random networking or social media. But that approach didn't produce results. Eventually, I started exploring Fiverr. What I noticed immediately was that businesses were already posting jobs and actively searching for freelancers who can help them write. That changed everything for me. Instead of looking for people who might need my services, I could now apply directly to projects posted by clients. I remember sending several proposals before I received my first response. Some clients ignored my applications, but eventually one person replied and asked a few questions about my skills. Even though it was a small project, it gave me my first real opportunity to work with an online client. Starting on platforms where clients are already looking for services can make the journey much easier for beginners. Instead of struggling to find people who might need your skills, these platforms place you in an environment where opportunities already exist. This allows you to focus more on improving your proposals and building experience rather than spending all your time searching for potential clients. Another thing that made a big difference for me was creating a portfolio to show examples of my work. At first, I didn't have many projects to show because I was still a beginner. That made me feel hesitant about presenting myself to potential clients, but I realized that a portfolio doesn't always need to contain paid projects. It simply needs to demonstrate what you are capable of doing. So I started creating sample projects. For example, I practiced by producing small pieces of website content that represented the type of services I wanted to offer. These samples eventually became the first items in my portfolio. When clients began reviewing my proposals, they could click on those samples and see evidence of my abilities. Even though they were practice projects, they still showed the quality of work I could deliver. Seeing examples of your work helps people trust your abilities much faster than simply reading about them. A well-presented portfolio gives potential clients confidence because it allows them to evaluate the quality of your work before hiring you. Even simple sample projects can make a significant difference because they demonstrate your skills and show that you are serious about what you do. Another reality I had to accept during my journey was that results rarely appear immediately. When I first started applying for jobs on Fiverr, I expected quick success, but the reality was very different. There were times when I applied for several jobs without receiving any response. At one point, I even considered giving up because it felt like my efforts were not producing results. However, I decided to keep going. I continued improving my proposals, refining my portfolio, and learning from each attempt. Eventually, things began to change. I started receiving responses from clients and gradually secured more projects. Looking back, I realized that consistency was the key factor that kept me moving forward. Progress in the online world often comes from persistence rather than instant success. Many people give up after a few attempts because they expect quick results. However, consistency allows you to gradually improve your approach, gain experience, and increase your chances of getting opportunities. Staying committed during the early stages can make a huge difference in the long run. Another thing that helped me significantly was using the free learning resources available on the internet. Whenever I faced challenges or wanted to improve my skills, I searched for tutorials and educational content online. Platforms like YouTube became valuable sources of knowledge. I remember learning new techniques of submitting a proposal simply by watching tutorials and practicing what I learned afterwards. However, I also noticed something important. Watching videos alone does not create results. Real improvement happened when I actually applied what I learned. So whenever I learned a new concept, I tried to practice it immediately. The internet offers an incredible amount of knowledge that can help anyone develop valuable skills without spending a lot of money. However, real progress happens when learning is combined with action. Watching tutorials or reading guides is helpful, but the real transformation happens when you apply what you learn through practice and real projects. When I finally started getting projects, I realized that the real challenge was not just getting hired but building trust with clients. For example, during one of my early projects, I made sure to communicate clearly with the client, ask questions when I needed clarification, and deliver the work before the deadline. The client appreciated the effort and left positive feedback on my profile. That single review made a big difference because future clients could see that someone else had already trusted my work. Over time, each completed project added to my credibility. Some clients even returned with additional work because they were satisfied with the results. Your reputation becomes one of your most valuable assets when working online. Each project you complete contributes to how clients perceive your reliability, professionalism, and quality of work. When clients have positive experiences working with you, they are more likely to recommend you to others or hire you again in the future. Over time, a strong reputation can open doors to better opportunities and more consistent income. One habit that has continued to help me grow in my online earning journey is the commitment to constantly improve my skills. When I first started earning online, I quickly realized that the digital world changes very fast. New tools, techniques, and platforms are introduced regularly, and what works today may become outdated in the future. There was a time when I completed a project and felt satisfied with the result, but I later discovered that there were better and more efficient ways to do the same work. That experience made me realize that learning should never stop, especially for anyone who wants to build a long-term online income. To keep improving, I began setting aside time to learn new things related to my field. Sometimes this meant watching tutorials, reading articles, or studying how other professionals approach their work. Platforms like YouTube became very useful for discovering new techniques and ideas that I could apply to my own projects. But one important thing I learned is that improvement does not only come from learning new information. It also comes from practicing regularly and applying what you learn to real situations. Each project I completed became an opportunity to refine my skills and discover areas where I could do better next time. Long-term success in the online world requires a mindset of continuous growth. As technology and industry trends evolve, improving your skills allows you to remain competitive and provide greater value to clients. The more you refine your abilities and expand your knowledge, the more opportunities you create for yourself to grow your income and advance your online career. As we come to the end of this video, it is important to remember that starting an online earning journey is usually a gradual process. When you focus on learning valuable skills, using platforms that connect you with clients, building a strong portfolio, staying consistent, learning from available resources, delivering quality work, and continuously improving your abilities, you can gradually build a sustainable income online. I hope you learned something valuable from this video. If you did, please do well to like, share, and comment your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching to the end, and I will see you in the next video.